His assistant, his son Jeff, but they're also co-owners of Badgerland, along with Mel Hatley. They're a great story, too, the Lukases. Bloodlines often seem to run in racing people as they do in the horses they dedicate their lives to training, like Jeff Lukas. Jeff is 28 years old, the son of Wayne Lukas, one of the top trainers in the world, and Jeff seems to have inherited the talent. He was just his father's young assistant, but this year, as the Lukas operation has expanded, Wayne has stayed in California and entrusted the day-by-day care and feeding of Badgerland, both in Florida and here at Churchill Downs, to son Jeff.
Being here at this time of year is a thrill. It's something you work for. And if you're going to be in this game, you want to be here in Louisville in May. For the most part, we're trainers. But along comes Badgerland. Here's a horse that is treated like just another horse in the barn. He's treated the same as any other horse we have, any other 3-year-old prospect. Just so happens he's the one that develops. All of a sudden you look up in about March and you say, hey, we got a shot to go to the Derby with our own horse.
The Lukas operation is transcontinental, and when Jeff calls his dad back in California, it may be 4 a.m. out there.
We're fooling with him before the Derby or wait.
When they're together, as a matter of fact, they usually meet for coffee at 4 to plan the long day ahead. They're a combination of old-fashioned early morning horsemen and jet-age organization men. The stable jet is busy, from California to Florida to New York to Kentucky, anywhere a Lukas horse is racing. And these days, no track is safe from the Lukas Challenge. Remarkably, Father Wayne has been on the thoroughbred scene less than 10 years. When he first arrived from the quarter horse world, many ridiculed everything from his training methods to his beautifully decorated stables at Santa Anita to the rah-rah slogans he has posted there. Those stem from his background as a high school basketball coach. He told me that he often makes more in a weekend now than he did in a year as a coach. So Wayne Lukas still marches on to his own drum.
Just work to the slowest horse. Put your horse on the outside.
I think any time that you start dealing with the racehorse industry, you're dealing with tradition. And the tradition runs deep, and when you go against the grain, or if you do something that isn't quite in the traditional manner, you're going to get criticism. And with it, a certain amount of jealousy, you I think, ruffle some feathers. And what we've done is we've more or less marched to our own drummer. But I think the critics are getting far and few in between now, and I think more and more we're getting people to see things that are happening in our particular operation that are successful.
The key to success is to think like my father does. When something comes up to where maybe he's unavailable, he's not there, to know what would he do in this situation. To achieve what he's achieved in the 7 or 8 years is just incredible.
We've got a great relationship. We have more than a father-son relationship, more than a business relationship. I think we complement each other.
When Jeff led Badgerland to the winner's circle one day, someone watching on television with Wayne thought he saw a tear in Dad's eye. He was right.
When Jeff went to him and led him in the winner's circle, it was an emotional experience for me. And one of the writers there said he saw that I was a little bit misty-eyed over the moment, and he said to me, he said, gosh, he said, are you that fond of that horse? And I said, no, I'm that fond of that boy.
Back again live as the horses are starting to move into the paddock. Here are the Lukases leading in Badgerland, second favorite in the race at the moment. You know, big hats on ladies are a tradition here at the Kentucky Derby. It's a vestige of the days when Southern ladies didn't get suntan. They kept the hat on to keep their skins porcelain white.
Fashion comes through the Derby in two forms, high and low. On the high side are women's hats,